What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a full tutorial on how to install a new Dyson trigger on the V11s and the V10s. So this will work on the V10s and the V11s. It's same instructions. First thing you're going to need is a new trigger. Okay, this is an upgraded trigger. You see the support is much wider, and this is an old one. See how it's just half support? They always tend to break here in the middle. What some people try and do is crazy glue them, but you can try that if you like. But for the $10, you can just get one off of Amazon, new and improved. And from my experience, I've never seen them break again. So let's get into it.
The first thing you're going to want to do is take out the power supply, remove your battery. And for that, you need a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, let's take these out. Here. Remove the battery. Okay, we'll leave the battery there with their screws. These are going to be all the same screws. We have the battery, screws apart. Now we want to take off the filter. We have two Phillips here, 1 and 2. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to start with these in here. Now, one thing you want to remember is make sure you have a Phillips screwdriver that fits inside here. Some screwdrivers can be a little bit too fat and they don't go in properly. So we're going to take them all out. Now we lift it up carefully, turn it over. Now, if we get these screws mixed up, it doesn't really matter because they're all the same. And we can put this aside. We're not going to be needing that anymore for now. Here, we're going to need a Torx screwdriver. Okay. Now, when you buy a trigger, it usually comes with a Torx screwdriver like this. You'll find on Amazon. However, I like to use mine. We have one screw here. And then another one over here. These are Torx. We want to put them aside. And pop this off. I typically use flat screwdriver. Get under that little tab over there. Lift it gently. And then I usually just do one side. Now we'll put the cover with the two screws so we don't get it confused. We'll switch back our Torx. Switch back the Torx. In the V10s and the V11s, it's pretty much the similar process. Here you have your speed terminals. Controls high, medium, low, or actually on this model, yeah, max. And then here, you want to be very careful with the tip of your nail. Gently, just clip it off. Okay, you want to be very gentle with it. so you don't break any of these two little terminals over there. Okay, that's a common problem people make when they do this by themselves. Now we're going to go back to our Torx screwdriver, and we're going to remove 1 and 2. We'll put those aside as well so we don't get them confused. Here, what I typically do with these to take these two out is you can either try and just gently squeeze them out. Okay. We won't be needing the circuit board or motor for now, so we can put that aside as well. This sometimes can fall out. In this case, it's staying in. Now we want to take off this protective cover here, which, again, you can use your Torx screwdriver from Amazon. I would use my own, but it's a little bit too bulky to fit into the spot. It's all about placement here, okay? We're in, and we unscrew. The other one is going to be a bit more tricky. Let's see if we can get it in from here. There we can we? We'll go from here. Okay, we'll put those aside as well. And then what we can do is with needle nose plier, grab them and just gently, because we don't want to break anything, move them a little bit. And now we try and pop the cover off. That's one. We will again go back to popping this off. Pop it off. Push it back. Wiggle it out. Okay. We'll put this with our two screws. Voila, so we don't get confused later. Now we want to turn this over, and I don't know if you can see it, guys. Probably not, but inside here there is a little Torx screw, which I'm going to remove. You probably want to maybe flash a little light on it if you're doing it for your first time. And now take it out. There we are. Put this aside. It's a little bit different than the rest of the screws. You don't want to get it confused. Usually I leave it standing up somewhere. And now we want to take out the trigger assembly. To do that, sometimes what I do is just get my screwdriver, gently, always gentle, push on the black rubber, not on the wires, and push. Okay, so there we go. Here's the trigger assembly, and here's the broken trigger.
So you just want to take it out. It's garbage at this point. If you wanted to glue it, if you want to take the route of crazy gluing it, you can try that as well. But I just recommend putting a new one in. For customers, of course, I only will put a new one in, the upgraded one. Here we go. Show you guys again the difference. Okay, so this one will never break again. Now we put it in the spring. Okay, it's a bit difficult for me to make this video and do this at the same time as I have the camera positioned, so please bear with me. Now we want to have all these together, make it as close as possible. This is your first time doing it, might be a little bit tricky, but you want these to be all together, or try to anyways. Let's see what happens. You want to get it through that hole over there. Sometimes what it helps to do is to look from the top. If you have a little bit of tape, usually I just wing it like that. Voila, through the top. Okay, push it nice and tight. You have get your Torx again and gently push it in all the way. Now you want to get your single screw, put it back in. Okay, you should be able to see a hole there. What I usually do, drop it in like that. Make sure it's nice and tight. You should see the screws in there. Nice and tight. Okay, now what we want to do is put this cover back on. This is how I usually position terminals. We go back through. Okay, click them in, and then these, of course, need the screws back in. Two screws that we took out before, we put it back in. Okay, now we need to put the board back in, the board motor assembly. So you want these to be a little bit at a good level because they got to get through this opening over here. And then again, this has to feed through up here. So with this camera, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but let's try. One is in. Let's do the bottom first. Bottom goes first. Okay, bottom is in. Everything is in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Should all be aligned. Now we can go ahead and tuck this in. Look up the speeds, which is just a matter of sliding it in. Okay. Now what I'll do first is my terminals. Pull them out. Make sure you have them. You want to be very gentle with these because they can snap. Okay, so we want to have our terminals lined up properly. And what we want to do is get our screws back. One, then second one. You want to make sure your holes are lined up well. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just start screwing them a little bit so it doesn't become too difficult. Screw it back in. Okay, we have 1, 2, and now we want to put a low voltage back. Now the low voltage again, you want to be careful. The low voltage, you want to be careful to fix that. You don't want to bend any of those two prongs. Voila, push it in gently. And then put our cover back on, our white cover. Pull it out. Push it in until you hear the click. Make sure this is out nicely. Put the long torque screws back. Okay. Beautiful. Now we want to put main body back onto the bin and the Cyclone, and then these two glides slide right back into here. So we want to slide it back in. Voila. And then what I usually do is drop all the Phillips screws in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so all screwed in. We can put the battery in now. You just slide in. You might have a click-in battery depending where you're watching from. Some people have a click-in. It just clicks in. There's no screws needed. So on bottom. Okay, 1, 2. Your filter. Always make sure it's nice and clean. Put it back in. That's max. Let's make sure all the speed works. And the trigger is ready to go. A new trigger should last you the rest of the lifespan of the vacuum, guys. So it's not like you should be doing this ever again. If you enjoyed the video, please support the channel, give me a thumbs up. This is the first tutorial I'll be doing of many. So if you liked it and I helped you out, give me a thumbs up, comment, and if you need anything, check me out at vacman.ca. If you're in the market for a repair, I can help you out. Take care, guys. Thank you.